Hey guys, it's Phoenix 1018, and today I wanted to do a different type of video. Normally it's all makeup and shoes and stuff, but this is kind of something on a personal note because think I need a different perspective on the situation that I'm going through, and any and all advice is welcome. I can take constructive criticism, so you can leave that too. I'm not an overly sensitive person, so honesty would be greatly appreciated, no matter what it is, within reason. As most of you know who watch my videos know that I have kids. And I have a 17-year-old, soon to be 18-year-old in 4 months. And my son and I had a very close relationship up until about the age of, I want to say, maybe 13, early 14. And he started to change quite a bit. I know that teenagers go through things and they feel like they're, little adults or they want to be adults. All my son's life, I have been very protective of my children. Um, I did not grow up with my mother. She was murdered when I was 14. So I pretty much raised myself. So I knew that when I had children that I wanted to give them more than what I had and be a active presence in their life because I didn't have that. So I was that for my son, as well as my two daughters, and now my stepson. And I think that my son kind of took it to the point. I think that some kids do take advantage of their parents because they know that their parents love them very deeply. And I do think that my son and my relationship came to that. In my household, there are rules that I don't feel are extreme. All that I require you to do, what require my children to do, is to get good grades, respect me, respect the household, and respect themselves. And I don't smoke or drink. I never have in my life. And I don't allow any of that in my home. And I don't allow or condone my children doing any of those type of activities. With that said, I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. So when my son became of an age to where I knew that he was going to experience a lot of peer pressure. I had the whole sex conversation. I had the whole drugs and alcohol conversation, the pros and cons, and not that there's any pros to any of that, but, we had all that, conversation. So I'm not one of those moms that if you shelter your kid from it, they won't do it because I don't believe that. My son decided that the influence of his friends was more important than the influence of his mother. Before I met my boyfriend, I was a single mother. So Dejuan has had a very positive father figure role in his life since the age of 13, which he chose to shun. Why, I don't know. My son did start partaking in gang activity. He started smoking cigarettes, smoking marijuana, drinking alcohol, having sex, and it became extreme, like extreme to the point where he got in a lot of trouble at high school. He got arrested for stealing. I had to pay restitution. He got arrested for stealing in stores. He was bringing drugs in my home, and my 7-year-old found out. I was contacted by the school. They told me, hey, we're watching your son, and if we find stuff in your house that he's bringing in your house, we're going to take your other kids. So it just got to the point where I felt as a mother, I had to make drastic decisions. Do I leave my son in the home and deal with the repercussions of his actions, or do I confront him and give him the choice to either be a part of the family, follow the family rules, or leave? I felt that my back was against the wall enough to the point where my son was detrimental to the family as a whole. to the point where I felt the need to give him the decision to be a part of the family and follow family rules, or to not live here. There was a point in time where I did put him in a transitional housing facility where he would stay there for 12 months, and then they would help him get his own apartment. He was 16 at the time. By the time he would have graduated from the program, he would have been 17 and a half. He got kicked out of that for smoking marijuana. So I made the decision to confront him and give him the choice, and he chose to leave. At that point, I felt, he continued on the same behavior, and he's not showing any signs of changing. And every day is a struggle with him. I go months at a time without talking to him. The only time he contacts me is when he wants something that he can't do on his own. And that's very heartbreaking to me. It's very heartbreaking to know that he can go months without talking to his mother, that it doesn't bother him at all, and that the only time that I'm worth anything to him is when he needs something that he can't get on his own, that requires his legal guardian to provide for him. So it's very, very, very heartbreaking. I had a very close relationship with my mother and a very close relationship with my son prior to him entering into his teenage years. So I guess the question that I'm asking is, what is your opinion on the decision that I made? And do you feel that it was too drastic? What would you have done if you were in my shoes? And I don't know. Just give me an opinion on it all. And thanks in advance. And thanks for watching. Bye.